Good morning, fellow resellers. Okay, so I went to several yard sales and I couldn't really find anything. Didn't find anything really worth making a video of what I found at Goodwill. So I'm going to just run through some of the sales that I've had over the last month. Not everything, just some of it. Since I have this brand new fancy computer that can actually do this kind of thing, I'm hoping I might be able to do something like this from now on. Alright, so we're going to start off right here, and I'm going to close these tabs as I go so I can keep track. Nerf Zombie Strike Flip Fury. This part, those two barrels would flip when you would hit the bottom trigger, and then, yeah, Nerf gun. Sold for $15, free shipping. I love Nerf guns. I thank those of you who don't know, thank you, Jeff Davidson, for telling me all about Nerf guns and that there really is money here. I have made so much money off of Nerf guns, it's ridiculous. Primitive Worldwide black t-shirt. I don't know why it's not coming up, but I took a best offer on this. I sold it for $10. I don't even remember what I paid for it. I think it was like $2 maybe. I remember buying it at the a little thrift store. I don't even remember what it was, but it's one I don't like to go to because they staple the price tags to t-shirts, and I hate it when they do that. So yeah, this item sold for $10. This item was a fail. I had this thing for probably 2.5 years, and I was so happy when it finally sold. I had it in its own box. It was a large box. It was sitting around for way too long. God, I don't even remember what I paid for shipping. I was just so happy to get this thing out. So, alright, yeah, this thing sold for $19, and I think I paid like $2 for it. Sony CDP CE375, 5-disc changer. I usually don't worry about going out and getting the remotes, but this thing sold for $100. I was so happy I picked this thing up. It didn't last long. I think it stuck around for like maybe 2 days before it sold. So yeah, that was a really nice find. I don't find electronics like that too often. Young and the Reckless black XXL t-shirt. I think I got this for $2 at Goodwill. Sold for $12. This is another one of those t-shirts I got at that thrift store that they staple the receipts to, and it sold for $15. And I think, are we gonna, yeah, I had they actually had it stapled. You can see the two little holes right there on the tag there that they had it stapled to. Oh, that always drives me nuts. I don't like going there, but I needed another thrift store. I was in the thrifting mood. RCA RP-8070D. This one was a fail, and only reason because I ended up shipping it to California, and it cost $35 to ship, and that was shipping at FedEx. I paid $10 for it, so I lost out just a little bit. It's gone. I, at least for the most part, got my money back. I mean, I even had to use bubble wrap on it, so that's where my outgoing cost is. I think, yeah, I even had to use one of the boxes that I paid for from Lowe's because it was just large enough. So it was a little bit of a cost on here, but if it hadn't been going to California, I probably would have made money on it. I don't normally like doing free shipping, but people really like seeing free shipping, so I try to list items on the higher end of items selling. I think I only paid like $6 for this thing. I don't remember. It's been a while. New Wave oven, just the motor head. It was under my 5% off sale. People like to see sales, so I put up. I call it my joke sale. 5% off. I think that's like the lowest you can go. So I do, hey look, it's on sale. Look at me, you can get it cheaper. Yeah, and people buy. This thing I actually had for way too long. It should have sold like a month ago, and I've had this thing for almost 2 months. So, all right. Yeah, this thing sold for $37.99. I think it cost like $14 to ship, and that was shipping at FedEx. This item was in my last video. I picked it up for $10, and it was on eBay for a whole 35 minutes. I was actually in chat with somebody on YouTube, and they're like, so what are you doing? It's like, oh, I'm listing a vintage ice cream maker for $200. And they're like, wow, that's crazy. And then I went back after this thing sold. Hey, that ice cream maker just sold for $200. Like, wait, what? You just listed that. It's like, yep. So yeah, this thing, I made sure I got all the pictures, even showed there was rust here. Yeah, even some rust here. So yeah, it baffled my mind. I picked it up for $10. I was like, am I sure I'm looking at this right? And yep, I was looking at it right. Didn't last long at all. 35 minutes. I was happy. Okay, Champion Juicer part. This item sold twice. The first time the person's like, hey, this thing is missing the magnets that are attached to it. I need to return it. And it's like, return it. There's not supposed to be magnets. It slides on that side, and if I can get it, on that side, it slides into your juicer. It does not have magnets anywhere. If you are telling me that it's supposed to have magnets, you bought the wrong model number. So, yeah, they sent it back, and it sold again. It didn't last but a day and a half. So, I was happy. It got it on my 5% off sale. I didn't care. I just was happy to get it gone. Regal Law Machine 1 Model V813. I've had so many of these parts, I can't keep track. They come and they go so fast. So, you ever see the Regal Law Machine 1? Doesn't even really matter about the model number. These parts just move fast. I mean, you got the lid, the bowl, the blade. The motor never sells. I don't understand that, so I don't even waste my time with the motor. I'll just cut the cord and toss it, and I have a pile of cords for people who like to do scrapping. They like to get the copper out of those things. So this thing, I don't even know if I have the bowl and everything on this list, but yeah, this did not last long at all. I don't normally worry about listing manuals, but I needed listing numbers, and this item actually sold for $8, and I was shocked. I'd never tried to sell just the manual before, and I still can't believe it sold. It's like, okay, you could get it online for free, but hey, if you want the physical manual, there you go. Somebody bought it for $8. Flow, Progressive Insurance Landscaper. Flow. Yeah, I'm sure everybody knows Flo from the Progressive commercials. Her action figure. I think I paid $2 for this thing, and she sold for $20. So, I was happy. I think it was actually just enough it went first class. Yes, I did have it in a box before anybody asks. Nerf N-Strike Elite Retaliator. I had 2 of these, and they were sitting around for about 3 or 4 months, and I was shocked they did not sell early in the summer. And then next thing I know, they both sold within 2 days of each other, and I'm like, okay, I'm not going to complain, not one bit. They both shipped first class, so I was happy. I mean, seriously, I don't know what out of the blue, sitting around for 3 months, then they finally sell within days of each other, but okay, I will never complain about money. This item was a fail. And I'm saying it is a fail because I had this thing for a year and a half. I don't even remember what I paid for this thing. But I had it listed at $60, and then I was looking through my inventory, double checking prices, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've had this thing way too long. Let's drop the price by $10 and see if we can get it to go. 2 days later, it sells. Okay. So, evidently, if you find one of these, either pass or don't list it over $50. Because that was either the magic number, the right person finally saw it, I don't know, but after sitting on it for a year and a half, I would call it a fail. Regal Law Machine 1. This is just the disc adapter stem. It was up on eBay for 3 hours before it sold. So, yeah, the Regal Law Machine, I love getting those things. You got to be careful with these things because that top part of the adapter stem, a lot of the time it is chewed up where it's not even worth it. Yeah, I was happy that this thing was in really good condition. Most of the time I end up having to throw this part away. So, yeah, I love parts. They just go so fast. Fujifilm. Yeah, this is for hold on. I can't pause this, so I'm sorry. Cat, no. No. Okay. Instant film for cameras. I can't believe I was happy to get these things. I got 3 of them. One sold within 2 hours, and then the other 2 sold the next morning. I was so happy because they sold. I probably could have gotten more, but I figured I'm going to say I needed the money, so I'm going to undercut it just a little bit. I probably could have gotten 75 a piece, but prices were going anywhere from $90 all the way down to $40 each. At first, when I first saw it, I thought it was that price for all 3 of them. No, it was that price each. So I was happy to get $65 a piece. And nobody has messaged me back saying, hey, blah, 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 this thing isn't working. It's like, well, guess what? It expired years ago. 5 years ago. People had them that were expiring in 2012. And they were still selling. So I had a really good clue that there wasn't going to be any issues. But I still had to put that. So, alright, next item. Nerf N-Strike Elite Barrel Extension. These things always sell decent. I usually sell these things for about $10. Sometimes I'll end up pricing it at like $8. Sometimes, depending on what gun it goes with, it'll go up to $14. But this one, off of the Retaliator, it just goes for $10. Nerf guns. Gotta love them. Margaritaville DM 1000. The whole thing, yeah, the motor doesn't sell, but there were a couple parts off of it that I could make my money off of. And the ice reservoir, it sold for $25. I was happy. It's like, okay, I think it cost like $7 to ship. And then there was the large reservoir for ice. Yeah, this thing sold. They both sold within a day of each other, and this one sold for $40. I was happy. It's like, okay, I don't understand it. I'd never seen one of these things before. I paid $15 for the whole thing because I was going to take a chance, and well, I learned a lot about it. There were parts that I knew would sell that I could not remove. I didn't have the proper tools, and then it was, how do I test this thing? I don't know. All right, well, I'll just take the 2 parts that I know I can get and sell. So I did. So it was a good investment. Sometimes it's just, even if the item is a fail, You are at least investing it into yourself to take it apart or whatever to learn for yourself. And then you have learned something from it. It's either a complete fail or, hey, I learned something from it and this is going to be good, but this part is no good. All right, well, this was decent. So I made money on it. Rootsel hair pomade, however you want to call it. Paid $5 for this at the Salvation Army. It sold for $11.95. I could have gone back and gotten more, but there really wasn't a lot of a profit margin, and I didn't really want to worry about it too much. It's like, I'll put that money elsewhere, but I at least learned about it so I can say, okay, if I can get it for less than $5, I'll go ahead and get more. But yeah, I wasn't gonna worry paying $5 for or $5 a piece for like 20 of these. Like, yeah, no. It sat around for a couple days, and then after it sold, it's like, okay, I remember putting this in a special place so it wouldn't like get hot or whatever, just in case. And where did I put it? And it's like, okay, that's right, I put it over there. Remember where you put your items. Sometimes that is an issue. All right, next item. Imaginext Power Rangers Megazord. This thing sold 3 times. The first time it was going to China, and then immediately after they bought it, they messaged me saying, hey, this was supposed to be a birthday present for my son, and then he changed his mind. So, okay, I will have no problem giving a refund right away because you changed your mind, rather than me shipping it out to you to say you don't want it anymore and then me having to pay return shipping. And then another time it sold to a country I don't ship to, and it's like, I don't understand why, because it's supposed to be, that country's supposed to be blocked. So when eBay has updates, sometimes you have to go back in and then block all those countries again. It's like, it's either within the US or through the global shipping program. I won't ship any other way. But this item, I ended up breaking even just because of the size. It cost more to ship. I think it cost like $28 to ship this thing. So after all fees and everything, I ended up breaking even. So essentially, this thing was a fail, but it at least sold, and I had a happy customer to get it. So I'm okay with that. Nerf N-Strike Elite Strife gun battery cover. The gun didn't work. I was highly upset. I really wished the gun would work. It would have been really good money, but I figured, okay, what can I do with any of this? And the battery cover, well, I made money. I think I paid like $6 for the gun, and I sold the battery cover for $10. It's like, okay, I will take that to the bank all day long. So, alright, that's all I got. I hope that at least helps some of you. If you want to see more of stuff that I sold, let me know, and I will endeavor to do this once in a while. So, alright, that's all I really got, and I hope I can figure out what buttons I need to hit to end this. So don't forget, like, subscribe. If you have any comments or questions, just leave them on down below.